versus Arctic. At minus 40 degrees Celsius, engines don't simply start. They fight. Oil turns thick like syrup. Batteries struggle to hold charge. Every moving part resists motion. But this Freightliner has been waiting. The block heater has been running all night. The fuel system is protected from gelling. Electronics are insulated against extreme cold. When the engine fires, that sound isn't just ignition. It's permission to continue moving. At minus 40, rushing is dangerous. Patience becomes part of the checklist. Rolling out. First miles in minus 40. The first mile is always the most dangerous. Tires are stiff. Suspension barely flexes. Road markings disappear under layers of ice and snow. Every steering input is slow. Every brake touch is gentle. This Freightliner doesn't surge forward. It eases into motion, controlled and deliberate, like it understands what's at stake. At this temperature, confidence doesn't come from speed. It comes from consistency, cabin life, surviving inside the icebox. Outside, the temperature sits at minus 40 degrees Celsius. Inside the cab, the environment is controlled, calm, and alive. The heater doesn't roar. It works steadily, evenly, without strain. The windshield stays clear. Hands stay responsive on the wheel. The seat absorbs vibration. The cab remains quiet. This matters because fatigue becomes dangerous long before mechanical failure does. Freightliner didn't design this cab for luxury. They designed it for endurance. Night driving, when dark lasts all day. In Arctic winters, darkness never really ends. The world shrinks to whatever the headlights reveal. Snow drifts look like walls. Ice reflects light like polished glass. The Freightliner's lighting cuts wide and clean. Mirrors remain usable. Electronics stay responsive. There are no warning lights. No false alerts. No unnecessary distractions. At minus 40, silence from the dashboard is reassurance. Wind and whiteout, when nature pushes back. This is where many trucks stop moving. Crosswinds slam into the trailer. Snow begins drifting sideways, erasing depth and distance. The Freightliner holds its line. Stability systems don't panic. They correct gently, smoothly, reducing power without drama. The truck stays planted, resisting sudden movements. At minus 40, overreaction is deadly. This truck understands restraint, mechanical trust. Why this truck keeps going. Every mile in extreme cold tests fuel lines, sensors, air brakes, wiring, and human nerves. And yet, nothing complains. Valves don't freeze. Brakes remain responsive. Electronics stay silent and stable. This is why the Freightliner Cascadia dominates northern routes. Not because it looks impressive, but because it keeps going when everything else wants to quit. Out here, your thoughts become louder than the engine. You think about distance. You think about time. You think about whether help would even reach you if something went wrong. And then you realize something important. This truck is your partner. Every vibration, every sound, every response confirms it's still with you, still steady, still moving forward. Final stretch, respect the machine. The road doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what you're hauling. But machines can be built to care. At minus 40 degrees Celsius, this Freightliner didn't just move cargo from one place to another. It protected a life. This is why these trucks earn loyalty. Not in comfort, but in conditions where failure is not an option. If you've driven in extreme cold, you already understand. If you haven't, this is what it looks like when engineering meets reality. Stay safe, respect the road, and trust the machine that keeps you moving. As the road stretches ahead, something becomes clear. This journey was never just about distance. It wasn't about schedules, delivery windows, or fuel economy. Out here, at minus 40, the road strips everything down to the essentials. Movement, control, trust. The truck keeps rolling, not because conditions improved, but because it was built for moments like this. The tires grip frozen ground that looks more like glass than pavement. The engine hums steadily, unfazed by temperatures that punish metal. The cab remains calm while the world outside stays hostile and unforgiving. This is where respect for machines is earned. The mind stops racing. The body relaxes into routine. The noise of the world fades until only the road remains. At this point, the truck is no longer just equipment. And when the journey finally ends, when the engine is shut down and the door opens to frozen air, there's only one thought left behind. The road was brutal, the cold was relentless, but the truck was ready. If this journey meant something to you, if you felt the silence, the cold, and the road, take a moment to like this video. It helps more people discover stories like this. And if you want more real journeys, more extreme conditions, and more moments from behind the wheel, subscribe to the channel. Be part of a community that respects the road, the machine, and the people who keep the world moving. Welcome to the beautiful trucking world. We'll see you on the next road.